Welcome to Interview Hub. Here you will find the complete series of Core Java interview questions and answers part 5. Question 81. What is a thread in Java? Thread is a separate path of execution in the program. Threads are 1. Lightweight. 2. They share the same address space. 3. Creating a thread is simple when compared to a process because creating a thread requires fewer resources when compared to a process. 4. Threads exist in the process. A process has at least one thread. Question 82. Difference between process and thread? Process. 1. Program in execution. 2. Processes are heavyweight. 3. Processes require separate address space. 4. Interprocess communication is expensive. 5. Context switching from one process to another is costly. Thread. 1. Separate path of execution in the program. One or more threads are called a process. 2. Threads are lightweight. 3. Threads share the same address space. 4. Interthread communication is less expensive compared to processes. 5. Context switching between threads is low cost. Question 83. What is multitasking? Multitasking means performing more than one activity at a time on the computer. For example, using a spreadsheet and using a calculator at the same time. Question 84. What are the different types of multitasking? There are two different types of multitasking. 1. Process-based multitasking. 2. Thread-based multitasking. Process-based multitasking, it allows running two or more programs concurrently. In process-based multitasking, a process is the smallest part of code. Example, running Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint at a time. Next is thread-based multitasking. It allows parts of a program to run concurrently. Example, formatting the text and printing a Word document at the same time. Java supports thread-based multitasking and provides built-in support for multithreading. Question 85. What are the benefits of multithreaded programming? Multithreading enables the use of the idle time of the CPU to another thread, which results in faster execution of the program. In a single-threaded environment, each task has to be completed before proceeding to the next task, making the CPU idle. Question 86. Explain the thread in Java. 1. Thread is an independent path of execution within a program. 2. A thread consists of three parts: virtual CPU, code, and data. 3. At runtime, threads share code and data, i.e., they use the same address space. 4. Every thread in Java is an object of java.lang.thread class. Question 87. List Java API that supports threads. 1. Java.lang.thread. This is one of the ways to create a thread. By extending the thread class and overriding run method, we can create a thread in Java. 2. Java.lang.runnable. Runnable is an interface in Java. By implementing a runnable interface and overriding run method, we can create a thread in Java. 3. Java.lang.object. The object class is the superclass for all the classes in Java. In the object class, we have three methods: wait, notify, and notify all method that support threads. 4. Java.util.concurrent. This package has classes and interfaces that support concurrent programming. For example, executor interface, future task class, etc. Question 88. Explain the main thread in Java. The main thread is the first thread that starts immediately after a program is started. Main thread is important because 1. All the child threads spawn from main thread. 2. Main method is the last thread to finish execution. When JVM calls the main method, it starts a new thread. Main method is temporarily stopped while the new thread starts running. Question 89. In how many ways can we create threads in Java? We can create threads in Java in any of the two ways. 1. By extending the thread class. 2. By implementing a runnable interface. Question 90. Explain creating threads by implementing the runnable class. This is the first and foremost way to create threads. By implementing the runnable interface and implementing the run method, we can create a new thread. Method signature, public void run. The run is the starting point for the execution of another thread within our program. Refer given sample code for your reference. Question 91. Explain creating threads by extending the thread class. We can create a thread by extending the thread class. The class which extends the thread class must override the run method. Refer given sample code for your reference. Question 92. Which is the best approach for creating a thread? The best way for creating threads is to implement a runnable interface. When we extend the thread class, we can't extend any other class. When we create a thread by implementing a runnable interface, we can implement a runnable interface. In both ways, we must implement the run method. Question 93. Explain the importance of a thread scheduler in Java. The thread scheduler is part of JVM used to determine which thread to run at this moment when there are multiple threads. Only threads in the runnable state are chosen by the scheduler. The thread scheduler first allocates the processor time to the higher priority threads. To allocate microprocessor time between the threads of the same priority, the thread scheduler follows round robin. Question 94. Explain the life cycle of thread. A thread can be in any of the 5 states. 1. New. When the instance of a thread is created, it will be in a new state. For example, thread T is equal to new thread. In the above example, T is in a new state. The thread is created but not in an active state. To make it active, we need to call the start method on it. 2. Runnable state. A thread can be in the runnable state in either of the following 2 ways. First way is when the start method is invoked, or second way is a thread can also be in a runnable state after coming back from a blocked or sleeping or waiting state. 3. Running state. If the thread scheduler allocates CPU time, then the thread will be in a running state. 4. Waited blocking sleeping state. In this state, the thread can be made temporarily inactive for a short period. A thread can be in the above state in any of the following ways. First way is the thread waits to acquire the lock of an object. Second way is the thread waits for another thread to complete. Third way is the thread waits for notification of other threads. 5. Dead state. A thread is in the dead state when the thread's run method execution is complete. It dies automatically when the thread's run method execution is completed, and the thread object will be garbage collected. Question 95. Can we restart a dead thread in Java? If we try to restart a dead thread by using the start method, we will get a runtime exception since the thread is not alive. Question 96. Can one thread block the other thread? No, one thread cannot block the other thread in Java. It can block the current thread that is running. Question 97. Can we restart a thread already started in Java? A thread can be started in Java using the start method in Java. If we call the start method a second time once it is started, it will cause runtime exception, illegal thread state exception. A runnable thread cannot be restarted. Question 98. What happens if we don't override the run method? If we don't override the run method, then default implementation of the thread class run method will be executed, and hence the thread will never be in a runnable state. Question 99. Can we overload the run method in Java? We can overload the run method, but the thread class start method will always call the run method with no arguments. But the overloaded method will not be called by the start method. We have to explicitly call the start method. Question 100. What is a lock or the purpose of locks in Java? Lock, also called monitor, is used to prevent access to a shared resource by multiple threads. A lock is associated with a shared resource. Whenever a thread wants to access a shared resource, it must first acquire a lock. If already a lock has been acquired by another, it can't access that shared resource. At this moment, the thread has to wait until another thread releases the lock on the shared resource. To lock an object, we use synchronization in Java. A lock protects a section of code, allowing only one thread to execute at a time. Thank you for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.